Hey guys, so I have to put my makeup on and stuff. So I figured I'd do that live so that I could spend some time with you guys. One person shot at Castleton Square Mall. We do not know their condition. Wow. Just got that notification. That's a mall here in Indiana. So while we're waiting for some people to come in, I'll just put my makeup on and say hi to peeps. And then we'll start this. This video is by LTL, Laugh Through Life. And it's posted several months ago. But Michelle D sent it to me. And it's like, this is a good one for a recap because there's a couple things in there that I actually, forgot about. There's been so much said, Hey, Jam. So, yes, I've tried to get the title to that blue car. I swear to God, I've ordered it now 3 fucking times and have not. I don't understand what's going on. You have to wait 21 days. Even though it takes like a day for it to get here from Indianapolis. Anyways. Hey, Jenna. G Crime, Sheba, Curiosity. Athena's quite the barker these days. So I'm going to be putting on my makeup while I do this, so don't mind me. But kind of want to wait to start this till some people get. Hey, Unbroken. Did you want to talk tonight? Or do you want to wait till tomorrow? I was about to get a hold of you, actually. So we can get this show on the roll. Kelly. Okay. Well, I'll try to remember. I do remember your name, but I'll try to remember to call you Kelly, though. It's like Murder Mystery Makeup Monday. Have you ever watched that? No, I haven't. Hey, Anastasia. But I do know people have been asking me to do a makeup like live, even though this is not gonna be really that. It's gonna, because I'm not gonna be doing like a tutorial or anything like that. But maybe you can learn something watching, I guess. But I don't think there's so many makeup channels. I mean, who knows? I've tried all that before. Getting my stuff together. Ugh, my throat hurts. I was so sick a couple days ago. It was horrible. My stomach hurts so freaking bad. You know when you're so sick you can't even go to sleep because you feel like crap? That was me. So, where's my... I'll start it here in a second. Okay, I will. Kelly, thank you for stopping by. This is actually something I wanted you to see, Kelly. I was thinking about it so I'm going to send this to you to watch on your own time. It's like 10 minutes or it's 9 minutes. Or the link is in the description also. It's the LTL. It says LTL, and then there's a link. Because this has a bunch of stuff of the father that we're going to watch that just seems very sus. Okay, it's fine. Well, this is a Getting Ziggy with It shirt. So I guess we can. I'm afraid though that people are going to come in and then. So has Don been on the last couple days, or has he done well about sticking to his goal of not coming on here? I haven't listened to much on here the last few days, but please don't mind my daughter. She gets into these games. So that's her. If you hear anything crazy, would be her. And where's my eyebrow pencil? That'd be. We'll just dump out the whole shebang. We'll just dump out the whole kit and caboodle. Remember those caboodle makeup container things, or makeup? Okay, that's strange. Well, I guess I could use this. Okay. Haven't got to watch much, but I have not seen much of him. Hey, Ange. Only seen Candace on the farm once since court. She went on there? Did she really? Did she say what happened? I thought that they weren't going to be doing any type of media anymore. Look at this. Look at this blonde coming in. I need to dye my hair back blonde. I meant to get some dye yesterday while we were doing the go shopping with me. But I forgot because I was it was your guys' fault. Just kidding. I had a coupon already. I wonder, do you guys think that Tim has been completely cut out from the Wells, or do you think that was him working with the Wells and doing, or what do you think? Or do you think that Tim excluded himself and just made it look like he's like the. Do you think he excluded himself? Like, it's possible that he put all, and just to not make the Wells look bad, he just made it look as like they didn't want him speaking for them anymore. What do you guys think? She was just in chat. Before that, she was on panel twice. Just in chat. Okay. I think if they're really wanting to stay off social media, you really should stay out of the chats too, because what's going to happen is you're going to hear something that pisses you, they're going to hear something that pisses them off, and then they're going to, go on panel. You just have to completely disconnect yourself from everything. Hey, Kitty. Hey, Brown Skittle. Oh, wow. You must be in Australia or something. Why didn't I know that? Or why? Or did I know that? Okay. Well, I guess I could go ahead and start this. Maybe we'll watch it twice. I don't know. I know. That's what I learned. I can't, I can't even watch the stuff about me, or be in chat. What? Why? Why? Why do they want to see that? You know what I mean? To me, that seems like, I mean, after all this time, over time, you learn how to handle the hate and stuff. And it doesn't seem normal to keep for them. If it's complete lies everybody's putting out, why would they want to come out here and hear it? They know that going out there and trying to correct things doesn't do any good. And that makes me think it's like Jody Sue, like they're guilty of something. Like they want to see always what people are saying. See if anybody figured out what really happened. Hey, Lisa, Kathy, Rose. That's awesome, Brown. I better not tell my daughter, she'll want to move in with you. Okay, so let's just go ahead and start part of this. This is by Laugh Through Life. Like I said, go subscribe. And I'm going to put on my makeup while we listen to this, and I'll probably stop. There's tons in here that I listened to half of this, and then I was like, oh yeah, we need to watch this again, because this is a recap of odd things that Don basically telling on himself about him being there that day. And it makes sense that he was there that day. Because why would he, the 5:30, 6:30 discrepancy, that would explain that. Fred Hill claims that he was there at one point, that Don was. There's some other things in here that I completely forgot about that it's going to refresh our memories. So let's check it out. Oh, don't say that, Brown Skittle. We might come there.
Understanding what you're saying. Can you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just the time that you called her that day. About what time was that?
Like how far in between calls between you and her having that call when she's picking up prescriptions to she's calling you saying Summer's missing? Do you know how long?
Yeah, I honestly can't say, but I remember. The only thing that I can remember, it was thinking, well, I might as well just work late because they're busy doing other things, and there's no point in me going home because I don't want to go home and sit there by myself. So I figured I'd just work late that day. And that's, yeah.
Okay. And why did Don call?
I have no idea. He just called. I don't even know if he was working at the time.
Okay.
But if he was working, he obviously wouldn't know that there was some dude looking at the little kid.
Everyone knows you called your wife. Could you kind of give us a little details about that? Do you kind of remember, was it morning, afternoon, later afternoon when you called her? Do you remember how that conversation went at all? Because Hunter's saying you called about, two people touching children or whatever. So could you kind of tell us if you remember what time the call was and how that conversation went?
Well, the only thing I know is, I call her from time to time just to see what she's doing, and she said that she's taking care of some prescriptions or whatever. It seemed to me that it was later than that, but because I made up my mind, well, they're busy doing this and whatever, I might as well just stay late at work. So I was working late.
Hey, Don.
Oh, Ziggy show made an appearance.
Your wife messaged me and said that you was at home at a 3 o'clock hour, and I'd have that as evidence. She did not want nobody to know you was at home.
That's not true. How could she message you that if that's not the case?
Do you have?
I mean, why would she say something?
Precisely. And that's what.
Okay, so do you guys remember this? I totally forgot about this. This is Jenna. And we know it to be true because she actually had screenshots. In this, Candace says to Jenna, but Donnie's not a bad person either. I've been with him for 14 years. It's okay. Nobody mad at you. And then Jenna says, I'm sorry I've seen your pain, plus the pain he puts you through. When he does his lives, it's like all you. Then he has people thinking you're a monster. She said, it's okay. Did you tell someone that Donnie was home at 3 the day Summer went missing? And then Jenna said, no, not 3. Hold on. And then Candace says, what time did you say? She says 3:30 or 4, but you didn't see him. I told that didn't come from you. And Candace says, okay. And then Jenna says, I'm sorry, I was taking up for you. He's got people thinking you're this monster and you're not. And then Candace says, I know, hon. And then Jenna says, please don't be mad. I love you so much. So, remember that? I totally forgot about that whole thing. About Candace mentioning to Jenna that he was home, that would be very, very suspicious, because a lot's going on between 3:30 and 4, or 3 and 4, even if we say 3 and 4. That is the hour that, if we could be I don't know, I can't say a fly on the wall because they were outside. But if we could somehow just watch from what happened well, I don't even know if I want to watch, but if we can know what happened between 3 and 4, I think we'd figure out what happened this summer, because there's a lot of activity going on there. We have the car, Fred Hill and Laura passing Andy Bernard on the road way down Ben Hill towards the end, where Andy Bernard has no business being down there. He can go down there. It's not illegal or anything, but why? He's way up at the front. And the only person past, out that way would be Fred Hill's mom, Fred Hill, and the Redmonds at the end. Unless he's going down to see the Redmonds, what's he going down there for? But yet, Andy wants to say he wasn't even on that road. And Grasshopper in the Subaru. Yeah, Fred did say he saw Don earlier in the morning with the boys. Then left to go back to work for an alibi around 5. See, the thing is, somebody from his work was saying that there's a rumor about there being proof that Don was at work, but just left for break between 3 and 30:30, which is quite an odd time, don't you guys think? Don just so happened to take his lunch that day from 3:30 or 4. It was 3 to 3:30 or 3:30 or 4. But I believe it was longer than that. Somehow he was able to get away for a couple hours. He must have went there, went back, went there, went back. He probably borrowed one of the Tucker's vehicles at some point so that he couldn't be traced. Probably didn't bring his phone. You think he actually left at 3? If that were true, then that means he'd get there about 4. And it would also explain why he can't remember if it was 5:30 or 6:30 that he got there. He kept confusing it, remember? Yeah, but I'm more in the I really still am starting to believe that Candace is covering for Dawn. I was the other way around for so long. But I think that's the more likely thing. And Candace it looks more sus because she's being controlled on what to say. And she doesn't snitch on him because, for one, she's at a she's involved in some way that she's scared she'll get in trouble, but also allegedly, but also he's got her so controlled. I mean, her mind level, her mind is at like a teenager level. Oh, I know. She's not abducted. I feel like this whole time we've been trying to create theories based on Candace's timeline, but we should be assuming she's lying. So, because she always does, yeah. She should base theories only on what we know. Or we should only base theories on what we know. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to do, but I don't, because we don't know very much. I wish there was like a timeline that TBI would put out or something that would give us of all this stuff. Not everything, obviously, they can't tell us everything, but put out there something what they'll be willing to put, back, which I guess they're going to just refer us to that website and those questions. Hold on, I'll continue this. Is it? Yeah, it's playing. It's just. Okay.
So they was at the lake, and then Hunter and I guess they went, she called and says, come by the house, and she begged to take Hunter to the lake with them so they could swim a little bit. Yeah. Seen them videos, and then I took her back and said everything was okay in that situation between them.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Which situations?
They could swim a little bit. Yeah. Seen them videos, and then I took her back and said everything was okay in that situation between them. And she begged to take Hunter to the lake with them so they could swim a little bit. Yeah. Seen them videos, and then I took her back and said everything was okay in that situation between them.
Yeah. Which situation?
Sir.
Which situations? This is.
He said I took her back, or we. Funny Bansville stories even had a video that I found. Oh, you'll have to text me, Samantha, because I'm kind of confused. I mean, I know who Ashley Banfield is, but hey, Joy. No, it's that Walgreens purchase. Did he ring and tell Candace someone was up there trying to touch kids to get her mind manipulated into accepting easily when Don says she was abducted? I forgot that he rang. Wow, I didn't think about that. Like, you think maybe Candace didn't know at that point what was about to happen? Kind of think she was completely hoodwinked. Oh, you don't have my Google number? Hey, Wendy. Dee Dee. Linda confirmed that Don's work timeline. So if so, that can't be trusted. Exactly. Now that we know, now we know, like, Chase is somehow connected to Don and Candace longer than what we originally thought. He acted like he was coming in as some kind of hero for Summer, but it was really to cause distractions and change the narrative. Just like Jody Sue. Okay, Samantha. Just email me and I'll...
It's all our property here to the left. All this, our houses up there on top. All this is our property. So I turn straight away.
What the heck?
So I turn.
Do you think it's possible Don was with them then at that point? But that would have been, if that's possible, at the very least, Grandma had to know, Candace, and probably the boys, right? Or no, not necessarily. Well, yeah, not necessarily the boys, because if he didn't go all the way up the driveway, could Candace have picked Don up? Oh my God, guys. Could Candace have picked Don up or met him somewhere and drove him back with them down to Ben Hill Road, drop Grandma off, then Candace or Don meets somebody? Ugh. I wish I could tell someone what happened relates more to Don being home at some point earlier than he says. Even Grinnis says she's not sure if he was home or not. Weird. She said that? She said she's not sure? I don't think he brought his phone. I think he left his phone at work. He could have had Candace meet him at some point. Like after Hunter was dropped off. Remember he said he was driving fast. Yeah, but that was all the way up. That was at 5:30 to 6:30. I do believe he went back to work after that. He went back. I'm talking about around Candace meeting him around 3 p.m. or, 2:45, 3 p.m. somewhere. And then Don leaves in the vehicle, and then him getting in the vehicle with them, going to Ben Hill with them, This is after Hunter. This would have been around, them when they got there at like 3:06 or whatever time it was, 3:07 down at Ben Hill. No, I can't really believe what stuff that ZV said because, yeah, I can't. But I mean, we have the messages between her and Grandis, but really nothing's in there. $3:30, he could have left work and left his phone there. Remember Dawn saying, I just got Summer back and now she's gonna get in here saying I took her back. Aw. Thank you, Lisa. Summer on the milk. That is a white pickup, not the SUV of Grandis they took to the swimming hole, and it is leaving maybe Ben Hill Road. You think it's the white vehicle in that? I would think that the police would be able to easily tell the difference between if it was Dawn's vehicle interior or Candy's. Hey, Chef. But I'll have to check it out. I don't know. It's white around the window and dashboard. Is there a back seat to the white truck? Megs and me said the same thing. Jinx.
There was never somebody that just disappeared without a clue that I know of. I'm sure it happens, but not that I've ever seen in my life. Well, when there's an abduction, I mean, what else would you call it? Yeah, disappearing. I don't understand that.
Hey, Raper.
But yeah, if somebody was either hiding in the weeds there, waiting for the shade, either come in the basement. But yeah, I mean, we weren't 30 feet. They weren't 30 feet away when she got gone.
Oh my God, you guys, that cannot be okay. It's okay to misspeak like once. I mean, sometimes that happens, but there's several instances of this happening. Had a white truck in the beginning. I had a dream of Dawn and H driving together. Well, H could have easily been somehow manipulated into being involved in all this, especially if Allie is involved in any way, which she's lied, so it really makes me believe that she is involved somehow. All the people that have lied, makes me think they're involved, which is basically all of them. Pretty much almost all of them. But, I mean, they're going to be involved in different, varying degrees, but somehow there's something going on that many people are involved in that if it were to get found out, they would all go down. So it's in their best benefit to not say what they know about Summer. Because if they say what they know about Summer, then they would have to admit to some pretty inappropriate behavior, I believe, or they would have to admit to being involved in under some type of something. Because think about it, what could it possibly be that would have that? Okay, let me rephrase this, or think how to phrase this. What could have possibly been going on, or what could have possibly happened to Summer that several people know about it? What could it possibly be that where these people won't speak, nobody will speak up? Out of all these people, nobody will come forward or say anything. They're all, closed mouth. That means they're involved in some kind of, I don't know, trafficking ring. Making money somehow illegally off children. Saying it right. I can't sometimes think of the words. I'm not very good with my words, but I'm a much better writer than with speaking. Because at least when you can write, you can think about what you're going to write. You don't have to, say it right then or type it right that second. Drugs. Well, we have Jose that supposedly unalived himself, that came down in some mysterious trip from New York with Andrew. Then we see on Facebook, Allie's, kind of tied to some not so stand-up people with some backgrounds. There's rumors of certain behavior about with one of Allie's children, which would make me believe that they had been a witness to. I mean, where would they learn that behavior is what I'm saying. I know I'm probably losing a lot of you on that, but I don't want to talk about. I'm not putting any blame or fault on minors. I believe that if there's any of them that are involved that are minors, it's because the parents have made them think it's okay, or the parents have actually put them up to it. Oh, thank you, Randaroo. To explain, continue evidence that essay on Summer and when Don's the only grown man sleeping with her now because the boys aren't. I think that's the motivation for being abducted. Hey, Sammy. Of course, everything is just my opinion. I don't see Jody Sue that light. She's weird, but not that kind. You don't see Jody suing that light? Doing that light? Donna, I think JVC was jealous of the attention Don gave his wife. Thank you, Chef Angelo. Oh, Sammy just gifted 5 memberships. Oh, thank you guys so much. But that New York strip story makes no sense. The storage units, Jose staying behind and the rest going back. I'm the one. guy had already transferred job, and when makes no sense, isn't realistic. Saying Don and Hunter was digging a big hole to bury something. Did more for his wife and kids. Yeah, thank you so much, Sammy. Hey, Pam. Well, I'm not wanting to focus really on the minors. I'm just saying, like, if they're all involved in something illegal, like Allie, I better. Oh, no wonder you guys can't see. It has to go up there. Now it should work fine. That's how I believe a lot of people, why nobody has came forward, because it's some kind of, I mean, I'm not saying it's some type of big, it doesn't, I don't know really if law enforcement is involved. I mean, obviously I don't know any of this stuff I can't say I it's so hard to tell. There is so much like odd behavior with Ronnie, but I mean, the way Jody Sue talks about Ronnie Lawson sometimes, like, and how, I don't know. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, what do you mean you can't hear me and can't now? I don't know, Pam. I'm sorry. I think Jody Sue has all the answers without even knowing it. She was too hellbound in the beginning to kick Andy in the butt. Her thoughts on this case got mumbo jumboed. Well, Don cheated on Candace too. Don was not. I think that Jody Sue does not look at Don as some kind of star husband. No way. Remember how Candace told everybody that Andy was selling drugs to the people on Ben Hill at 110 to sedate little girls. So obviously she knew that Don was a predator. But maybe she's okay with it. I don't know. Stranger things have happened. Oh, yeah. I do think that Don has, I'm not saying that like Candace was a minor or anything, but I do believe he picked somebody who would do everything that he says. And over time, yeah, I think she has became very, very dependent on him. She had the perfect opportunity, though, when he was in jail to get away from him. She had so much, I mean, so many people basically just willing to pay for her to live elsewhere and pay all her expenses. She had the perfect opportunity. He might not be. According to the dowsing rods, he's not. Let's continue this a little bit or I'll be on here. I need to get my makeup done. I haven't even done my makeup.
Maybe 40 is amongst, right? I don't know.
Wait, what?
Saw that night. How well do you know him? And do you know why he was up?
It's amongst, right? It'd be the way when she got gone.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe 40 is amongst, right? I don't know.
Saw that night. How well do you know him? And do you know why he was out there around your boys?
Yeah, a lot of our neighbors heard, us screaming Summer's name, and so I don't know, I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but I've known him for.
Oh my God, he's had it. That does not happen like that. That's not how people's memory works. He's not going to suddenly forget, that he wasn't there and accidentally say we. He keeps doing that. I don't know. Going straight to the shed. I think the shed, isn't that, which shed did he really go to? Because I've always been confused by that whole thing. When he says shed, what did he mean? Did he mean over by where that other house area that Fred claims sex acts were being sold out of there? You guys, I know this is going to offend some people, but I've really been thinking, let's see, what year did, wait, hold on. Before I say this, 2009. Was it Rose went missing in 2009? Is that right? Rose Bly. I've been thinking. Yeah, 2009. You remember when Fred is still so sure that the Rose he knew was Rose Bly. And I understand she's gone, and I don't want to talk negative about her. And it's not really negative, but people are going to look at it that way. What if she really was involved? What if she really? Because I've been talking to somebody who was trafficked as a child by their parents. And when she looked into the Rose Bly thing, she said, oh, she was definitely trafficked. You know how Fred said that that Rose was a part of it? How he was saying those sex acts. There was a board, that ply board outside that house that one building that I guess Don and Candace used to live in that building. The one on Beach Creek, not up on the hill. Fred seems so sure he's met Rose Bly before. Could she have been a part of something like that? I mean, I know she was married. When did she get married? How old was she? She could have been forced doing this stuff even when she was a minor, like forced into it. She could have been trafficked. She thought that Rose was trafficked because the main reason is because where her car was found. Wasn't it found like near, like where a bunch of truckers like semis, truckers hang out and stuff. I guess truck stops are huge trafficking hotspots. And thank you so much, Sammy. If so, see, it wouldn't seem like it would add up, like the timing, but if she was a minor and forced into it, maybe Rose was kind of forced into it. Or what was it? There was something above I needed to answer. Oh, Randaroo, that what S sign? The sex sign. You remember when Fred said that they were selling sex acts down at that one building, the other house on Beach Creek? Nobody's living in it now. It's just some old, like, torn down house. It's run down house down by Beach Creek. It's on Don and Candace's property, but that's the area that I guess Don and Candace used to live in that house. And Fred said that they literally had a sign, a piece of plywood advertising sex acts. He swears by this. I don't know. It sounds crazy. And he says that Rose Bly, he told me again the last time I saw him. And I freaking was so mad that my conversation with Fred didn't get recorded when I saw him a month ago. But he said it again. He told me again that he swears that Rose Bly was a part of this. But, it could be, like, as far as traffic or prostitution. But when did she get married? When did Rose get married? And, like, because it would have, I'm just trying to think of timing and, like, what years that would have had to been. This is not, I don't want me talking bad about Rose, because we don't know if she could have been easily forced into trafficking. And you have to, and if she was involved in something like that as a minor, it was against her will, because you can't give consent as a minor. Don also said a long time ago he would be in hotels where they sex traffic kids out of. Yeah, how would he know that? Don and Candace lived in Arkansas. Trying to think what year. I think that they moved into. What year did they live or move to Ben Hill Road? That's really important too. I think that. I think it was before 2009. Pam and Don lived at the bottom of the hill. Okay. That's right. That's right. Okay, you're right. So it was Pam and Don that lived at the bottom of the hill there. It was before 2009 also. We need to find out. When did Candace and Don start seeing each other? It would have been right around the time Rose went missing. PG is Pam. Man, no, because we've seen PG's been now exposed. She's finally been figured out. If you haven't seen the latest, it's on my TikTok. Did they live in a mobile home? I vaguely remember a mobile home on that property. Yes. So the mobile home was this Andy Paul, which now I'm starting to wonder, was Andy Paul, like, was he living there right before Summer went missing? When did he leave? I want to know, because I'm thinking the way that Fred was talking, I thought that Andy Paul took off from at the area around before Summer went missing, like way before, because he tried to mess with Fred Hill's daughter, who was underage, and Andy Paul got really scared and took off. Who is this Andy Paul? And was he there right before Summer went missing? I didn't time you out, Lyrics. My mods take care of it. I don't know. I didn't see it. I know that you don't like Fred, or not that you don't like him. You just think he's guilty. You can have your opinion about that, but I don't know why somebody would think that. I don't think you would think that if you met him. I really don't. But just because he's just been, we don't have any proof of any just straight out lies. I mean, yeah, some crazy stories, like this sex plywood story in the Rose Bly situation, which could have easily I don't think, and if he's wrong about the Rose Bly thing, which is very likely, then it's more than likely it's could be easily just a accident, just a mistake, not intentional, because we don't have like a bunch of those with him. It's not something that seems to keep happening. We're not having a pattern of these coincidences or things that, to say he straight out lies. He said there's monkeys out there, but we also have other people who are now saying there's monkeys out there. So it sounds more like a superstition thing than anything. If in fact that some people swear there's monkeys out there. So, and there is caves and stuff. So, maybe they could survive and acclimate to the weather. I don't know. I wouldn't think so, but because I hope it's not because we all get distracted by the weirdos that were around Summer. For me, it always comes back to Don and Candace, but I'm 80% sure it's all Don. Could he have been Andy H? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Randaroo. When H said about some guy named Andrew, or an A name, like, it made me wonder, is it this Andy Paul character? Did anybody ask Jose if he knew what Andy Paul? And now I don't know. I do think that Jose has I do think he has a conscience. Like, possibly after getting clean, because a lot of people can mask and their feelings and mask their empathy for others with drugs and stuff and do things that they usually normally wouldn't do. What I'm trying to say is Jose could have been involved. I mean, it is all surrounding some really strange trip from New York that he just randomly stays with some people he doesn't know. And with Candace in that area of all places, like even Jose says he was like, whoa, when he arrived there, and he just decides to stay and hang out there for months. It's just odd. Then we have these weird behaviors with Andrew, H's dad, and he was the one that brought Jose down there. And a lot of people see some weird like symbolism around him with pandas and shit, and sometimes the easiest way to hide shit is out in the open, right underneath. Nobody thinks somebody'd be so dumb to straight out, put out to the world that they're a pedo. But in a way, Andrew has with his symbolism and stuff, right? Allegedly. And then he's the one that brought Jose down there. And Jose just all of a sudden supposedly ends up unaliving himself right after, it gets out right after he comes out on YouTube and tells, it's like maybe he really had gotten sober, and maybe what he knew really did get to him, or maybe the whole unalive thing's like, maybe it's true what some of you guys think, that he's still alive, hiding out because of possible involvement. Also, him throwing his phone in the ocean. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy and all, but there's just odd things around him like that. So we don't have that with Fred, is what I'm saying. We don't have that. We don't have enough of that stuff with Fred to really say that there's a pattern. And with Jose, we do. With Andy Bernard, we do. With Jody Sue and Don and Candace, Allie. We don't have those coincidences and stuff. That's why I truly do not believe. It's not just because I'm biased, which I am, but I just don't see it either. I try to remain logical and look at it from a logical standpoint and separate myself from it. And I just cannot see it. There has not been anything. And we've been Fred has spoke out since, we've been for over a year now. And we have, only those times that I went out and saw him, he's not very good with technology and stuff. So he doesn't come on here all the time like Jody Sue or something. So he hasn't had as many chances to slip up as Jody Sue, but I don't know. By now I would think we would have a little bit more things on him. I just don't think we have enough on Fred to even put him anywhere in the suspect category, especially if it is true that he wore a wire. Who comes out and admits to wearing a wire? Fred Hill does, because he knows that he's not involved, and he knows that, and he loves kids, and he would never harm a child, and he thinks it's absolutely, he's like one of the only, I'm glad, it's good to know that there is some decent people out there, and because, a lot of people out there are exposed to some things like very young that make it, where they grow up and thinking this stuff's okay. Fred seems reliable from what we've heard, way more than most others. Any possibility you could get him on the panel? He is so he is very, very, and so is Laura too. She gets very bad anxiety, and I don't think so. She has real bad anxiety, and he is so technologically, like, I don't want to like feel like I'm talking bad about him or something, because I'm not, because his talent lies within, working on vehicles and stuff, mechanical. He's just not he doesn't know how to read very well. He doesn't know how to write very well. He's and he's very like shy. That's why it's so funny that people think he's so scary. He is so like not like what people think. You can't find an obituary on him. Yeah. He was the one trying to put someone in the spotlight, whether it be. Huh? How was Fred trying really hard to put anybody in the spotlight? I had to go to him to get him to talk. In order to hear from Fred, we have to go to him. And nobody's like got time for that, really. So that's why, he hasn't tried hard to put out anybody. Actually, I've asked him questions about where he could have thrown Jody Sue and Andy under the bus and ran him over and over, and didn't. Even same with Don and Candace. He said he didn't know anything or ever hear anything about any of them being involved in any type of big time with drugs or with children, anything like that. I even asked like if with Damien, which he calls Andy Jr., they said that he's was very, very violent towards his grandmother, but they never knew anything about him stalking or anything to do with kids. And the whole thing that Prayer Garden said about Fred and about how Fred said Andy Jr. was attracted to Summer, no, he did not say that. He never said anything like that. Actually, he said the opposite. What he did say is all that he witnessed, and he saw Andy Jr. in the pool with Summer by themselves. That's it. He didn't say anything that he witnessed anything inappropriate. He just said that was just an observation. We have to kind of just decide what we believe about, or like, do we think that's normal? Is it odd? It's all about perception with that, and Fred's never accused anybody. The closest he's accused anybody as far as to being into little kids is when I asked him about Summer and Don, if he thought Dawn was essaying Summer. And he said, probably. I don't know what you want to take from that. Huh? Take me to what he already knew was deer bones. I feel like I've answered this question before and that you're just trying to be a pain. I'm sorry. But I will say it again. What he knew was deer bones. He said he knew what part of them were deer bones. But think about it. If you wanted to hide bones, first of all these bones were crushed up. Somebody had crushed up all these bones and threw them out there. Yes, there was some deer bones in there, he said, but he didn't know if they were all deer bones, okay? So that's why it was called in, because we weren't sure if it was all deer bones. Of course he knew, like, he's like, yeah, I knew that part of them were deer bones. These were crushed up. People don't understand it wasn't just like bones, like throw, like an animal died there and it's just, no, that's not what happened. They were crushed up bones everywhere. There was hardly any bones that you could actually make out what part of the body they were. There was only one part, like where the mandible, you could see a mandible and part of the teeth. And that's the only type or what we were able to see that was deer. He's not going to be able to tell if all the bones are deer bones with them all crushed up and scattered everywhere. I mean, come on, use your brain. I'm tired of explaining it. Stop trying to be difficult. Like, it's a waste of time. You're wasting our time when you sit here and try to ask stupid questions you know the answers to.
I'm gonna end this show, but I mean, if you've said everything, I'm not looking into the church people to make you angry. I'm looking into the church people because they were some of the last people around your daughter, Donald.
No, they weren't around her at all. We was at our house and nobody was here but me. I wasn't here.
But when
Don't you think it's odd how much Don tries to do? That makes me really suspect about the church. Like, why would he? He just tries so hard to defend the church. Like, he gets very upset if the church is mentioned.
even tells Chris McDonough in that interview, and she said,
I have to go get a drink real quick.
For some odd reason that I don't understand, my oldest boy, though, he'll stop from time to time and say he misses his sister, stuff. But, your mind has a way of forgetting every now and then. I find myself doing it too. Every now and then but then it comes right before I know back, of course, I might get away from it for about 15, 20 seconds, but it'll all come back.
and he goes, yeah, but like I said before, you've been through hell. Me too. Most people cannot understand certain things unless they've been through hell. I never thought I'd be in this situation after all I've been through. God has a plan, I'm sure. As long as we trust him, he promises to work it out for good. I just don't know how I can possibly get over my daughter. I just don't see how. Never expected anything like her. Now just gone. Why do you have to get over your daughter, though? Like, if a kidnapper has her and she's alive and someone just took her, why do you have to get over her? You know what I mean?
Well says he himself has been a victim of online speculation, as he says some have claimed he is involved. Did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance?
Well, I'm at work all day, every day. I love my daughter with all my heart. I try to
This was hilarious.
It's been a real experience, me trying to use it for help and seeing the nature. I've never seen anything like this in my life, so it's quite blessed to me. I've never Facebook or anything. I was going to get my help, but it's been quite an experience. It's very educational. I learned a lot.
So, yes or no to the question?
No.
Guys, that we're gonna have to watch that again. I had to step away for a second. So what the, I mean, that's like more sus behavior. Okay. That's more to add on the, mark against susness under Don's name. We'll add that tally or add another tally because, and we should do that. What we should do is like, somebody should make a chart of all their different names, like Don, Candace, Fred Hill, Indy Bernard, Jody Sue, Allie, Jose, etc., etc. And underneath there, kind of take every time they do something sus that makes them look sus, write it underneath their name, and then at the end, you'll see who's the sussiest. And it will keep it better in perspective because people, you can't hold on to, it's weird to me when people hold on to things about, like, somebody might do one thing, like, there is such things as coincidences, okay? But when it's like over and over again, a pattern, that's when you have to worry. So, but people, for some reason, when it comes to Fred, they hold on to like one thing and focus on just like one thing. There's no pattern. I don't see it. Yeah, Jody Sue is very sus. She is probably the sussiest. Hey, Georgia. But wasn't that crazy how when they asked if he had anything to do with his daughter's death, he just, instead of saying no, like your first reaction would be like, hell no. Like, I would be offended if somebody asked me that, I might get a little bit of attitude. But him, no, he just, I wasn't there that day. I was at work, and so blah, blah, blah. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was 80 degrees that day, and sunny, and blah, blah, blah. She had to be like, so did you or did you not have something to do with your daughter's, or your daughter going missing, not death? I'm sorry if I said, did you have something to do with her going missing? We don't know if she's passed or not, but like, it's like, I know like everybody's eyes had to have like been like, whether they want to pretend that that's not suspect, maybe being between Candace, Don being the runner up. I thought about making a spreadsheet about a month in, but I just knew it would be so quick. I know, right? Now, almost 2 years later, I'm kicking myself. I know, we never think it's going to, like, that's the thing, is like, now we have so much information. It's like overload, okay? And it's like a really, really messy room up there in our head with all this information, and we can't get it organized because it's just too messy. So we just don't do anything. But at the beginning, you think that these things are you don't think like, oh, let's make a chart. Exactly. Don't know really what's true and what isn't, but still it would be nice to have a chart to kind of refer back to. Let's see. I'm going to listen to that part. I'm going to rewind a little bit because I didn't get up. So sorry.
Never expected anything like her. Now just gone. Why do you have to get over your daughter though? Like if a kidnapper has her, she's alive, and someone just took her. Why do you have to get over her? You know what I mean?
Says he himself has been a victim of online speculation, as he says some have claimed he is involved. Did you have anything to do with your daughter's disappearance?
I'm at work all day, every day. I love my daughter with all my heart. I try to love everybody. It's been a real experience, me turning to YouTube for help and seeing the nature. I've never seen anything like this in my life, so it's been quite a lesson to me. I've never been on YouTube or Facebook or anything. Probably trouble with I can help it, but it's been quite an experience. It's been very educational. I've learned a lot.
So, yes or no to the question?
Okay. Well, they got me. No.
They haven't accused you of this or anything, right? Right, I heard
Man,
about
I got. Hey, yes, sir. I have 7 alibis.
what?
If not more. Baby, don't break my fucking door.
No,
I have 7 alibis. I have 7 alibis. Candace ain't got none. She's going down.
right?
Yeah.
Candace, I have to ask you some more questions. Did you do anything this summer? No. You know what happened this summer? No. You know who took summer? No. Anybody in your family involved with this?
Not that I'm aware of.
Just trying to. Okay. Let's see. I was trying cursed with curiosity. Okay. Let me see. You mean this image at the bottom? Hold on. Let me put it up here so that everybody can see it. I'm trying to figure out how to do this on this OBS system. It's Streamlabs. Oh, I'm having issues. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hey, Red Cat guy. Oh, see everybody on there? Okay. Yeah. Trying to figure out how to... Actually, I... got it, I think. No. I'm going to go here in a second, but I will show that to see... Maybe not. I can't figure it out. This is complicated. It is complicated. But I will show it. I will save that and show it. Actually, if I just save it, I should be able to just save it off your... Here we go. Got an idea. Wait, here, I'll give you somebody to look at while I'm getting that for you. Why do I think I'm hilarious? Clyde Trent. You said Clyde Trent? You thought that was Clyde Trent? Yeah. Oh my gosh, is PG been Clyde Trent this whole time? Yes, that's really PG. Okay. Amy. Oh, there's more where that came from for sure. But I just happened to see that. Well, I felt bad. It was taking me so long, so I had to... So we have... On my screen, it's backwards. Actually. Ronnie Lawson, Robin, Grandis, H. Douglas, Jean, Don, Andy Jr., don't know who that. Oh, Andy Bernard, Jody Sue. This guy's Dobbs, Frank Light, Fred Hill, Tim Mullen, Dobson, David Dotson, Ronnie Lawson, Robin. This guy's Jose. That's Sherry. Sherry Mulaney, Allie Mulaney, Grand Bun Mulaney. Grand Bun Mulaney. Little Some. There's Rose Bly. Dr. Phil. Wow, I'm the wiener. I would have definitely passed the quiz on that. With the abundant ears. Oh my God, I'm gonna. Oh my God. Oh my God. Everybody read Brown Skittles' comment. The abundant ears. Oh gosh. Hey, Gavel Geeks. Yeah, that's definitely her. Actually, I had been looked into that person thinking it was somebody directed me towards that profile a long time ago, but somehow I got distracted because I remember seeing these pictures before, like a year ago. But somehow I don't know, had so much going on. Ears looking at you, kid. I was seriously gonna put like I started to do a live the other day and I was gonna put I'm all ears and I was gonna reference Prayer Garden, but I was like, oh, that's mean. That's gonna get me bad karma. So because I'm all into this like good karma thing right now. So I was like, I didn't want to, you know. I mean it. I mean it in fun, but like some people can't take jokes like that. So me, I don't care. People could say whatever about. I make fun of myself like more than I find the stuff that people say about me funny because I annoy myself. So yeah. So Kathy Morris. I don't know where this name came from, but there is two Denise. Somebody wanted to know Denise's last name. They emailed me, and I meant to look into that. Does anybody remember? She passed away, but Denise and Prayer Garden, like they sounded exactly the same. And Denise's pictures have been the main pictures that you see of who they've said is Prayer Garden. Those are all. Every single one I've seen is Denise. She used to be very, very skinny. So this picture is going around about of her was like 20 years old or something. They're older pictures. She got sick, and because of steroids and she was holding water, she got really puffy and bigger. So people did not think that those pictures were Denise, but they actually are Denise. And they sound exactly the same. And I know they're two different people because remember we had them both on my channel at one time. Fred's sister? Really? I don't think that she lives around there, though. Where does Fred's sister live? Like, Yeah, I know, curse, but I try to be the better person. I do have like a love-hate relationship with Prayer Garden, you know. Pretty much probably the same relationship you guys have with her. Didn't Denise even cry when people thought she was PG? I can't remember, but that does kind of ring a bell. She's a sweet lady. She passed away. I felt really bad because she had tried to get a hold of me soon before, or like it was within days before she had tried to get a hold of me, and I didn't call her back. I mean, I was so busy at that time, you know, and so I felt really bad to hear that she passed away. I'm not sure where they live though, Gavel, because I'm pretty sure his sisters live in Virginia, but I don't know how far that is though. I don't know. I've never seen them out there. I mean, I've been to the. I haven't asked him. I could ask him like where his sisters live, and I don't know, something about a blue van that I don't understand the blue van thing. I mean, I saw a blue van. I remember it in that picture over at the Crawfords. That was the Crawfords' house. Rick Crawford and Elizabeth Crawford. That picture going around of the blue van and stuff, people sitting in there, that's right over on Beach Creek. But somebody thinks, I guess something's going around about Fred's sister having a blue van. But from my understanding, Fred does not get along with his sisters because he did prison time because of his sisters. And actually, especially one of them, Julie, as far as I know, they do not get along because he woke up to her holding a gun to his face, and he picked up his gun and shot it. And she shot at him, and it was like flew right by him. He's the one that got in trouble for that incident and had to do jail time. So yeah, he's not really that close with his sisters. Especially one of them. So I don't know whose one it is, but I do know Julie is the one that he doesn't get along with. That's special. That's what Fred said happened. He said she was on bath salts. And she was just having some kind of episode. And, you know, he wakes up to a gun in his face. Somebody tripping on bath salts, he says, and he just like picks up his gun out of reaction. He shoots at the wall. When, you know, at the same time she shoots at him, and it freaking buzzed past his face. And somehow that incident got him. He's the one that got in trouble for it. So he's not very happy. At least that's the way he tells me it happened anyways. You know, I don't know. But guys, I am going to go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. This was really fun. So we'll have to do it again sometime. But anyways, guys, you guys have a good Friday night, and I will talk to you all later.